Hey guys, this is Jason Bitbender Brink. I'm just here to chat with you guys and see what's up. It is Monday evening, and I'm just gonna hang out for probably about a half hour and answer some questions as they come through. I'll be taking questions from the combined restream chat message thingy over here on the side. So whatever platform you're on, except Theta, because I haven't integrated that yet. But you can feel free to ask questions, and I will also be taking some questions from inside the Gala Gold chat. So, what do you guys got? How's everyone doing tonight? See, we got some people on YouTube. Hello, YouTube. Okay, I'm gonna go to gold here. There's questions coming through. Awesome. Okay, so DX Para is curious about the difference in tiers between the shops to begin with. So there's a couple pieces of information here. He's asking specifically about shops within the world of Miranda's. Now, there's a couple things. First, I am not the game designer or the creative director for Miranda's. So I can only give you what is my best understanding of exactly how things work. McCarthy could easily come in and say that I am completely, totally wrong. But as I understand it, the difference between the tiers of shops primarily deal with size and quality slash quantity of goods that can be produced within those shops. So if you have, a massive, amazing, forge, you can produce things in a massive, amazing forge that you can't produce in a little, tiny itty bitty forge that you might use to make horseshoes. Very, very simple, basic things like that. Miranda's is designed to be, as we drove home today again with the Miranda's Monday, it's a simulation, which means that, there are parallels between, the world as we see it outside the simulation and within the simulation itself. Uh, how will the shops run? Do we need to be there all the time, like in Townstar? As I understand it, you probably won't have to be there all the time. I'm not entirely positive, but I don't believe so. Let's see. More games in Gala Games. Buddha says Blue Waves. How is the university partnership program going to work? So basically, Maggie San, thanks for asking. The university partnership program means that if you are a blockchain club in a university, you can reach out to us. You can send an email to UPP at gala.games and say that you'd be very interested in partnering with us. If you go through the process and you are accepted, we will assign a node to your blockchain group, which will then run the node, and we'll work with you to do various events on campus and things like that to drive blockchain research. There is also the opportunity potentially for internships and things like that for people within your club. This is our way of getting out into the community and connecting with people who are going through university right now and at the cutting edge of research and things like that. So, yeah, that's kind of one of the things that we'd be very interested in doing. Let's see. DXPAR says the Medium post is not informative. I don't know what you want, man. What kind of information would you like? Ask a question, and I would be happy to answer it to the best of my abilities. Thanks, Steve. I appreciate your faith in the beard. Let's see. Can we custom brand our taverns? I bought 14, just curious. That is leaning into the tavern industry. I hope that we can custom brand taverns. It seems like one of the cool things about having, kind of like the old English style pub slash tavern is the ability to have, the boar's head or the crooked arrow or, whatever sort of thing. The Admiral Benbow Inn. I think that that would be really cool, and I think that it's kind of important to the concept of, making the world your own. I thought tents and camps were the smaller versions of inns. Yes, I believe they are Ink Knight. I do believe that's how that works. Is there any way to view building NFTs before the game arrives, or is there anything to do in between time? There's going to be a lot more information, and uh, just so everybody knows, these are questions that are also being asked in the Gala Gold Discord. You can join the Gala Discord at galagames.chat. And then there's also, if you were in app.gala.games, you can upgrade your account to gold and then send a picture of that to a moderator and get into the Gala Gold Discord as well. Let's see. You got a tent. Cool. Lakendrick Smith, congratulations on your tent. Well, your tent is going to allow you to sleep. I hope MMORPG like Warsphere Online into Gala Games this like Pixel. That's if kill the boss, drop a rare item. I think, yeah, I think that item drops are definitely going to be a thing. Thanks, D4MNO. I appreciate it. Um, will you consider taking biotin to help increase beard growth? Very nice. Thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, you deleted it. I don't know. I don't know who that was. Um, in Miranda, is there going to be a higher level of visual customization of items? So if you're wearing gear, having specific colors or dyes used in production, etc. To me, that makes sense. I don't know why there wouldn't be per se. Ultimately, that's up to McCarthy and the actual development team, but that's something that, customization of what you're wearing is a um, pretty standard thing. So I would imagine that you should be able to do that. Um, Will Mirandus work like Sword Art Online, that if an adventurer dies, it's game over and we need to start all over again? So, man, I don't know if I can share this information. McCarthy and I have talked about this, but it was a while ago, and I don't know if his thinking on this has evolved. This is relating to the cemetery. Cemeteries are obviously um, an important component of like sort of the life death cycle. So that's definitely going to be a thing that happens. Um, okay, fine. I'll share little bits and pieces of this. Um, I'm thinking from what McCarthy has said that there is potentially going to be a generational mechanism. So if your character dies, and it is in a area where you can't go recover it or something of that nature, there may be a loss of experience and a new generation of character might be reborn. This was just completely, him talking about it. So I don't know that that's exactly what's going to happen, but that was some of the thinking, and I know that cemeteries would play a role in that. Okay. Faulty circuit in the Gala Gold. Um, Faulty Circuit in the Gala Gold chat says, what might happen if the other citadels and towns don't sell? How would shop owners place and use their buildings? So we've actually talked about this, and one of the ideas that's been kicked around a little bit is the idea that perhaps we might make it possible for We might place those, okay, within the game, and allow people to sort of occupy them, so that people would still have the ability to, conduct commerce, but they would sort of be like renegade, uncontrolled, a little bit more lawless areas. So that's something that's been kicked around. Ultimately, I don't imagine that they wouldn't be in the game. It's just that they uh, would be placed by the game developers in a context that would make sense. Draconic Ink of the Drunken Duck Tavern says, has a co-op, and one of the subjects we teach is economics. Go ahead and shoot me a message about that, Draconic. I may be able to help you out in some sense. We'll see. Um, what happens if someone buys out a bunch of properties but never plays? What prevents the game from being forced into a ghost town? The nice thing about this is that the game developers themselves always have the ability to work with the game in a way that makes it work for the players. We have said, from the beginning, that creating an amazing gaming experience is our number one goal. We are a game development company. We are a game, production house, and we are a game publisher. The blockchain stuff is just something that we do because it is what is necessary to do the rest of it the right way. So, with that in mind, if something like that is making it so that the game is not a playable experience, then we would retune parts of the games. We might do things like make land larger, put more plots down, that sort of thing, so that the game would actually become functional in that regard. We would tune things, however, as necessary to make the game itself awesome. Okay. Gala games into BSC, right? We are in the process of integrating Binance Smart Chain, so that's definitely something that we are looking at. Very, very cool project, very cool tech. Okay, let's see. Is there any chance of a game like Smash Bros. Or Brawl Stars? Well, there's a chance for any type. There's a chance for any type of game. Specifically, Smash Bros. Or Brawl Stars, due to the IP restrictions, those specific games are probably not going to happen. But at some point in time, in the future, who knows? You never know. Um, but games like those ones, yes, games like those ones, certainly. Okay. Let's see. Any time frame when you think the second Citadel owner will come forward? Um, that would be entirely up to them. Will the referral bonuses ever decrease, as they currently get a pretty decent size of the daily rewards? A little too much TBH. Um, Actually, if you look at it, they don't get quite as much as you think. It's a pretty small chunk of the overall pool on a daily basis. If you go to app.gala.games, you can actually look at that. Um, Maybe that's something that I should do. Let's see here. Give me just a moment. Let's try something. So let's walk through parts of this. Nodes. View. Let me see if this works. Trying to find the right page, and then I will show everybody. I can't actually see the stats here. Okay, yeah, here. One second, I have to add a new window. Oops. My bad. So I'm going to make myself really little here for a second. I'm going to put this back here. Okay. So here is the current distribution. So I think this is for yesterday. Okay. Now, all of this purple bar right here, this kind of reddish purple bar, are rewards that people received for operating a node. Okay. So there's an absolute giant amount of it. This right here, this little tiny bit, is the ongoing referrals for people who are operating a node. Okay, and then this right here is the Gala for, the 10-point referrals that happened 8 days ago now, for people who purchased nodes. So over time, this amount will continue to diminish because this goes away completely eventually. If there's no nodes being purchased, then that disappears completely, leaving only this amount having anything to do with referrals and this amount having to do with the actual operation of nodes. Okay. So that's that's actually quite well distributed when you actually break it down and look at it. Hold on, let me open my Discord again really quick. And let's see here. Twitch isn't showing up in the restream chat window. It was a minute ago. Well, I'll have to, I guess I'd have to restart the stream, I guess. Can you see it on Twitch? Drink your OJ. Let me bring up everybody's thing here. Okay. Yeah, the Lucky Lou, the 10 points absolutely will go away if no nodes are selling. I'm seeing Twitch here. Fuzzy Slippers. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, it seems to be working. When are new games coming? There will be announcements for that coming out here before too terribly long. Okay, so does anyone have any more questions about how, like, at a fundamental level, how the distribution works? Any questions there? Yes, I can see the YouTube chat. Oh, well, yeah. I would love to have a game like SimCity Build It. I'm a big fan of city building games. Lately, I've been playing Banished, One of my favorite little medieval village simulators. The only thing that is bad about the 10 points, the referrals, that if is that the abuse, and this is from Discord, which I have over on this other screen. Sorry, so you get to look at the side of my head for a little bit. Uh, is if a person buys 11 nodes and just keeps doing referrals, that person will get 100 points forever, and forever get one node's income. Yeah, the abuse is obviously not something that we support. But at the same time, the concept where you have, kind of this model where people are able to bring their friends in and things like that is part of it. And we do everything that we can to prevent that. But at the end of the day, like, if people are going to be extremely dishonest and do everything they can to cheat the system, we stop everything that we can, but, obviously we can't stop everything. So, uh, derasterized. Any new developments with Polyant or Sandbox? Um, I'm assuming you mean Sandbox Games, the developer of Townstar and Miranda's. Polyant, I was just talking to the guys over there the other day, and we've got a lot of cool stuff that will be happening in the future. We're going to start putting together their Citadel before too terribly long here. And there's going to be some cool things in it, like statues. Okay. TVCNR, when can we expect the voting to go up for the hackathon contestants? I really need to get those videos edited. I need to. Yeah. So soon, hopefully. It's been a crazy, crazy, crazy couple weeks. Um, Hola, Giovanno. Um, do you think players will be able to earn a living for low income countries like Axie Infinity? I think that if players want to play, I mean, one of the fundamental things that we're working on doing is creating ways where we can disrupt sort of the negative. Periscope did not come up, diverted to Twitter. Sad face. Um, Thanks, Aston. One of the things that we're working on doing is essentially breaking up the sort of negative economic structures that exist. We want to create a way for people to play a game and to participate in a vibrant economy, and if they want to go do some of the grinding that other people are willing to pay for. So in that case, sorry, I was reading a thing. In that case, definitely we want people in developing countries to be able to earn an income via playing and contributing to the economy. It's not an income from us; it'd be an income from other players. But that's definitely, we want to create an ecosystem that permits that. This dev's sandbox is the same of Albion Online. No, not at all. For some reason, actually, I forgot about that. For some reason, for a couple years, the term sandbox was like the game development name, and has nothing to do with Albion Online. So basically, there's Sandbox, whatever, that makes Albion Online. There's the Sandbox, which is Sebastian Bourget's project, with Sand and the voxel based world, and then there's Sandbox Games, which is Michael McCarthy's project. All completely separate. So yeah, I don't know why. Jassos Koetzer says, "Did you say that Gala is going to be listed on Binance?" No, I did not say that. Weapons, clothing, etc., etc., is what in-game items I mean. I know buildings are in-game items. Oh, sorry, I missed. Yeah, a lot of sandboxes. Sorry, I missed your question, Lucky Lou, and this will not let me scroll for some reason. So, um, yes, there's obviously going to be a whole bunch more in-game items. Let's see. Um, Draconic, right now, when you with you in Gala Gold, you are in the ideal place to talk about what monsters you think would be cool inside of the world of Miranda's. Um, we do obviously. I think the fact that I'm here talking to you guys, we listen to what you have to say and what you think is cool and what you like, and we want to, do something that helps with that. So, yeah, if you have a great idea, submit it and we'd be happy to look at it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and turn this off and make myself grow again. There we go. That's better. And that means that I can bring my Discord over back to the other window so you don't have to stare at the side of my head with my collection of chins. Okay, any news on the game in your background? Yes, but I can't tell you right now. I'm sorry. What Miranda's items getting dropped to node owners coming up? New items. There is going to be some stuff, but I can't tell you exactly what it is just yet. Arphidian. Arphidin. Thank you. I appreciate that. How am I feeling about my beard? It's itchy. It's very itchy. I'm not. It's, it's itchy. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Virtual Passage. I'm a big fan of Cardano as well. We'd be more than happy to talk to them. Um, but we're in this position where we have so many different things that we're working on driving forward. There's only so many scaling solutions at any one time that we can develop. And I'm sure, yeah, itchiness. Drink that, OJ. I'm sure itchiness does go away as it gets longer. It's just what did somebody describe it as, tutorial level the other day? Um, Derasterize. So will Miranda's properties exist in the sandbox and voxels exist in Miranda's? No, probably not. There will probably not be bleed over in that way. We've been looking at building something inside crypto voxels or the sandbox just for fun, but the question of should we dedicate development resources to something like that, or build actual things, uh, we felt that building actual things was probably better. I'm gonna push through it. I'm gonna push through it. Thanks, I never shut up. Definitely going to push through it. I've committed to doing this for 6 months now, so you know, um, it's going to be fun. We'll see how it turns out. Gabriel Knight, you were talking in Discord earlier this morning asking about this. There's all sorts of announcements coming constantly all the time. Um, for us, what's important is making awesome games. And I mean this in the most serious sense. Um, this is happening regardless of the value of Gala itself. That's not why we do this. We do this to build an amazing system. Whatever happens to the token is, it's in the hands of the market. Has nothing to do with us. Okay. Is it possible for Miranda's to be released before all of the deeds and properties have been bought? Yes, absolutely, of course. A wizard hat. I should do a wizard hat. I should. And that's actually funny because we've been talking about sort of our corporate handbook, which is vaguely D&D style. Um, and so there is in fact a council of mages. How do I get Gala Gold? I'm reasonably sure you're not Gala Gold, Aston. Go to app.gala.games, and somewhere in there, there's the ability for you to upgrade to gold. Okay. Let's see. We actually just talked about farm bots and trade bots today in our Monday. Is today only Monday? Good Lord, today is only Monday. It feels like it's been such a long day already. Um, Derasterized. If the NFT bubble pops, are there systems in place to make sure Gala doesn't go out of business? We don't depend in any way, shape, or form on NFT. Like, like we're building this. We're already capitalized. We were building and releasing games before any NFTs got out there. We're not dependent on that. We've done this before. We've built video game companies that had nothing to do with NFTs. So will the NFT bubble pop? Yeah, absolutely. I think it will. I think there's a lot of stuff happening in the NFT space that's just completely sort of overblown and ridiculous. But we're one of the companies that's here doing real work and getting real games built that have nothing to do with the bubble. Happy to answer your questions, Dear Asterized. I need a barbarian helmet with a horn on just one side, with my meat and the other horn. I agree, Lucky Lou. What do the buildings give you in the game? I'm trying to figure this out. So it depends, Quebecer 740. It depends on what the building is. You know, some buildings are fairly self-explanatory. You know, like a bakery or a tavern or things like that. Others are a little bit, you know, like for example, you know, what does a jeweler do? You know, I mean, you know what it does, but what does that mean in the game context? You know, some of that will be announced as we go forward. And honestly, guys, most of you have played Townstar. If you haven't played Townstar, you should try playing Townstar. You know how McCarthy builds stuff. So what some of that means is that you're going to kind of get dropped into the world and have to figure it out. And that's part of what makes it an adventure. Hmm. African or European swallow, Lucky Lou? It's a very important question. Okay. I'm sorry I missed Crash and Eddie. I was talking, it scrolled right on past. Pretending today we launch Miranda, will the blockchain as it is be capable of handling the job? Um, See, Lucky Lou, you have to know. You can't just ask a question about the speed of a laden swallow. African or European, very very different. Didn't you watch Monty Python and the Quest for the Holy Grail? Um, the blockchain. What do you mean by that, Fausto? Okay. Now I want an NFT of a bubble. I do too, Joelrick. I've always thought bubbles were really interesting. I like the sort of the interplay of colors on the outside of them. Will you be able to claim treasure chests with Flare instead of ETH? I believe so. Work until I die. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure. Uh, Sorry, the nodes. Wait. Oh, the nodes. As it stands at exactly this second, no. But very shortly, there's some pretty cool stuff coming out. Um, Actually, that reminds me of a question that somebody asked 10 minutes ago that I saw that I wanted to answer. And that is about IPFS. When is IPFS? And this is the Gala Distributed Content Delivery network going to be released. I believe that's going to go out to testers next week, which is going to be cool. And yes, I do believe we're extremely, extremely, extremely early. Nash, thanks for asking. What is Gala's plan to market Miranda's once the game is more polished? We believe that um, the best way to market a game is by creating an amazing game and get players to want to make their friends play. And so it's one of those things. So if you remember, back in the early days of Gmail, when you created a Gmail account, you had the option of inviting some of your friends to try Gmail. You could only invite 5 friends, and you couldn't try Gmail unless you had an invite. And so everyone always wanted to find that cool friend who had, 5 invites and get them to bring them onto the platform. And that's one of the things that actually drove the explosion of Gmail usership, because it had a prestige to it. And that was completely, totally unmarketed. I don't think they had to market it. I don't think they ever really marketed it. It's been entirely driven by players looking for, or not players, in that case, users, looking for an amazing experience. And that's what we want to create. Okay. And yes, there will definitely be a space game. Um, it will have concept art that looks kind of like this, which is pretty cool looking, I think. This is your hardest question of the day. World of Warcraft or Miranda's. I was in the World of Warcraft. I think I was actually in the alpha. I had a buddy who was able to get in insanely early. And I absolutely loved playing. It was a ton of fun. But it got really, the playing experience got frustrating for me personally. It got to the point where I didn't really enjoy it all that much because it became extremely predictable. Um, so I think that for me, looking at the way the world of Miranda's is evolving, and being able to see that, I think personally I would like Miranda's a lot more. Okay. Let's see. Will Boxcoin? It's not going to be called Boxcoin, and Boxcoin. I hate that name so much, by the way, so much. Um, that is going to be Townstar specific. Let's see. Will Miranda's be more co-op or single player? Can you approach it either way? Um, I personally want to play a game that I can play either way. I'm not a multiplayer type of person. Anyone who has played a multiplayer game with me knows that um, I have a tendency to kind of get distracted and become super weirdly obsessive about things like, playing Valheim or something like that. I will decide that it is a requirement that I build the world's largest fortress on top of a mountain, out of stone. And, everyone else can go adventure and, go kill bone mass. That's okay. I'm busy building this fortress. Um, so for me personally, I prefer single player experiences. Um, but I definitely think that there will certainly be both. Okay. Node operator question: at what point will node owner distribution of Gala rewards be 100% of the node network? Um, so for that, well, for starters, it depends on how the node votes in the future. I would like to see that happen sooner rather than later. So I hope that answers your question. Um, have the giveaways from GalaCon been awarded? Yeah, they should have been. Did you not get something? Were you supposed to get something that you didn't? Um, let's see. Anything else? Any more talk of starting a Townstar solo server? Yes, actually. There has been more talk of that. But I am not. I'll be completely blunt. I think Townstar is an amazing accomplishment. It's a super cool game, and some people really love it. It's not my style of game, and so I don't usually hear about things up until it's like ready to go. So there has been talk of it. I don't know exactly what the status is, so I don't want to say because I'm not positive I can be accurate. Jaso, Jacko, Jocko, Jocko Kurtzer. I had a few questions that you skipped. What did I skip? Will node owners receive a distribution of node owners will receive no, I take that back. Not owners. Owning a node gets you nothing. Operating a node, on the other hand, can get you something. Node operators will receive a chunk of anything that goes across the network. Do you think that making okay? So Jocko says, do you think that making property ownable by players would scare away players that don't own deeds? I don't think so personally. Um, I mean, think about it. Like how many MMORPGs have you played? I've played, oh God, dozens of MMORPGs. Um, how many of them did you own a home in? Like, you get that one kind of crappy house inside Fallout, except that's not even an MMORPG. That's just an RPG. Yeah, how many RPGs, period, do you end up owning an actual home in an evolving world? So I don't think that that's a critical thing. I think that people will be able to come in and play and have fun and really get deeply into the game without having a place to call their home per se. Um, let's see. Does that? I hope that answers your question, Jocko. In my eyes, what does it mean to be a king in Mirandus? Um, a king in Mirandus. Being a king is a very big deal. Okay, just like being a king anywhere. Uh, it's good to be the king. Put it that way. Um, you have a lot of power to sort of shape the world, to establish some policies, to work closely with us to figure out a what does your kingdom look like? What does it do? What is the shape and the structure of your kingdom? How does it contribute to the fabric of society? All of that. Um, so I think that that's going to be cool. Um, you own a citadel. I wish I owned a citadel. I wish I owned a citadel. I've got a couple homesteads, um, and a tavern. I'm super super happy about that. Um, but yeah, Ultima Online back in the day, you could own houses. That is true. Um, cracked out on Townstar. I know a lot of people who are like that. Um, you could totally be a queen, Crypto Cat. Absolutely. Let's see. I personally don't have a problem with the integration of XRP. I kind of feel like it. Um, I kind of feel like it wouldn't fit within the context of the ecosystem. But any notable comparison between Miranda and say Skyrim? So really interesting thing about Skyrim. Do you know how small that map actually is? Like, look at the size of the Skyrim map. Like, actually look it up. Um, and just because it is very well designed in a way that makes it seem like it takes forever to get anywhere, but the actual world is quite small. The world of Mirandus will be, I think, significantly larger. Um, did finish the challenges in Galacon twice, but nothing in my inventory. Um, Never was. Reach out if you're a member of our Discord at galagames.chat. Reach out to Carrie and ask her. She would be the one who would know about that. Um, yeah. Okay, let's see. Any other questions? And yes, we there will be currencies specific to each game. So that is accurate. I got some pushback from recent node referral based on recent blog. Any positive feedback for them? I'm not sure what you're asking. A little bit more, a little bit more info would be great. Um, Congratulations on getting some barns. Those have been going pretty quickly. I've noticed. I think they might be sold out already. Um, Please tell me there's no fast travel. So I've talked about McCarthy. I've talked about this with McCarthy, the concept of fast travel. There will not be like a open map, click, poof, flat fast travel. There has been some discussion, perhaps, of having like a fast travel magical thing, but it would not be a thing that everybody would be able to have access to. It would be very specifically related to certain things in game, possibly quest related. Um, yeah, thanks, JT42JT. Skyrim size is 37.1 kilometers square. So, yeah, that's pretty small. I mean, it's more ground than I feel like walking around most of the time. But in the game world, it's actually quite small. Um, will there be different races? I don't honestly know what McCarthy has planned for that. Um, and yeah, I would make magic travel work for the entire group. That personally makes sense to me. And Jocko, are there any more deeds coming? Deeds, land deeds, no. Land deeds are what is there, and I do not believe there will be anything else added to that. 1,625 land deeds, if I remember correctly. Um, so, anyway, um, yeah, guys. So I need to actually get going here, but thank you very much for listening and for chatting. I appreciate it. I hope I was able to answer some questions, and feel free to toss me any questions you guys have. Hop into Discord at galagames.chat. Shoot me a DM. Hit me up on Twitter. I'm at BitbenderBrink on Twitter. Feel free to follow, send me messages, DMs. Certainly happy to answer any questions that you guys may have. So anyway, yeah, with that, peace. I will catch you guys later. I'll still probably be around in Discord for a little bit, but I got to get some other stuff done. So talk to you guys soon.